Yo!
It's your boy!
It's your boy!
Yeah, perfect. Nailed it.
Nailed it.
Seafoam Solj, right here. And next to me, got another boy.
This is right here.
One more boy for you.
And Floppy Bob, hey, hey.
Hashtag
Yo.
boys are back in town. Right, everyone.
I hope they're not. I hope they left the town forever.
No.
The
They're
town
right.
is empty. It's been ransacked of boys.
Hide your kids, hide your wife.
I feel like I'm really proud of that intro. Another intro absolutely nailed.
Absolutely nailed.
Right,
So
everyone.
nailed.
Should we do, okay, we should do this
Much
thing we
like
do
Jesus.
off camera. Oh, too soon. Oh my God.
I'm so sorry.
Oh my God.
We're getting religious tonight.
Yeah, we really are.
Go
Too
on.
soon for that.
Please go on.
I feel like we should do like a general like intro thing instead of diving right in. Like, so this seems more natural.
Sure. Already does seem very natural.
How are you guys
It is
doing? What's
so
going
natural
on?
right now?
Good guys, tell me what's
Hi,
going
Omar.
on. Hey Omar, you're alright. Thanks for joining us.
Hello.
There you go. Right, you guys alright?
Great.
This is like, I feel like a better way to start.
Oh, so what I'm looking for tonight, apart from talking about drag, but that's not the main case. I'm thinking of changing my hair, and I need a lot of opinion about
Go
it.
on, what's tea, sis?
If you guys can like send me like some pictures, some like
nudes?
advice, maybe some
You're just going to get a lot of dick pics.
I
And come back next
will
stream.
take it.
Come back next stream with a massive like dick haircut.
I love it. I'll take it to the hairdresser,
Yeah.
all the dick pics, and just say, what can we do?
Yeah.
But yeah.
What are the options? Give us options. I think Choppy Bob.
Whatever you like.
Choppy Bob.
Color, like.
Floppy Bob, it feels like it should be my nickname now. Sorry.
No, yeah, Floppy Bob. Floppy Bob.
I know,
Choppy Bob.
Floppy Bob and Choppy Bob. There we go.
I
Floppy
can-
and Choppy.
Bob.
We can have our own show. Like, forget Grant. Floppy and Choppy. Like, it's all about us.
It's
No.
It's always
Ah.
me, because we're the better looking
I
ones.
can't rhyme my anything I can do with that. That sucks.
Oh, it's sad, isn't it?
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, if you guys can give me some tips, that'd be
Moppy.
great. We'll talk about drag as well, but mainly about me and my hair. Go on.
Omar, I've got the perfect hair colour, but where shall I send it to? Ping it over.
Oh, yeah, just do
Cut off a little lock, send it in the post.
I'm
Omar,
not creepy in the slightest. Just like, here's a lock of my hair. Just make it even better, Omar. Don't put your name or return address or anything. Just send it.
yeah,
That won't be.
in the post.
Oh, I love it. I have so many already, though. I don't know where to put it. But we'll see.
We'll work it out. Okay, so there's nothing you have in mind.
No, I'll take any suggestions. The only thing, I would love to have a fringe, but my hair doesn't work that way.
No, fringes aren't
It just
for you.
doesn't fall.
No.
So, yeah, take that into consideration, please.
Okay. Nice one.
Just saying.
How about you, Floppy? What's going on with you?
I feel like I'm not looking for anything quite as dramatic as that. I mean, a sugar daddy would be nice. So,
Yeah?
any wealthy guys out there who also don't mind that I'm already in a relationship and are kind of okay to just like throw money at me for no real reason, that would be great.
I'd like that too.
I would love that. That'd be great.
Yeah. So, just putting some feelers out there.
Yeah.
That's what a feeler looks like, just in case anyone was unaware. Apparently,
That's going to really sell it to people. Really sell.
yeah, I'm really good at that. Like, this is one of the many skills you can get if you enlist me as your sugar baby. What do you call it? Sugar daddy
It
and
is sugar baby. Yeah. Sugar baby.
As far as
That
sugar
sounds
daddy
so
goes,
creepy.
I mean, if it's just a father figure that gives you sugar, that I'll take it too.
Essential sugar. Oh no.
Were the sugar babes? So were the sugar babes originally meant as? Is
They're
this
all
why they kept on replacing members? Because they were just like they kept on getting
Yeah, well done. All right, thanks for that. Quiz passed. Nice.
Wikipedia right there.
Exactly.
I really like that tune from Love Actually. What is it?
Oh, Too Lost in You?
Baby. Yeah.
Yeah. Bob, on a note of getting a sugar daddy, Kurt is saying he has no legs again and he misses your legs. So you might already be in luck. my friend.
There we go. This is what happens. I mean, without money, apparently I just don't have legs. I can only afford to have legs once every, I don't know, 20 streams, however many I've done with you, Grant. Yeah,
To
there we
be
go.
fair, you don't use them well.
Well,
I don't know how offended to feel by that. I'm training for a marathon, and I feel like I'm just getting ready to film it.
That's
you
enough.
asked.
That's enough for everyone. Everyone's bored.
Okay, Grant is just asking, just waiting for us to ask about.
Oh my
his
god,
life.
so much has been going. It's all been kicking off. No, it's really not. Yes, can you translate the comment for me? Hi, Cos.
Well, I can't see.
I zoomed in for you.
Oh, I need my glasses.
Oh my God.
Sorry, I
Okay, you
was
go.
just. It's the.
He's saying
age.
hi. I think I can read it. He's saying hi.
It's
You're all right,
going
Cos.
off the
Thanks for joining us, guys. Okay, right. Everyone's got a nice little taste of our lives now. I hope you all feel satisfied. So we can dive into the show. You enjoy yourself there, Bob?
rails. Tell me about my hair.
I'm having a great time with this toast. I tried
Okay,
moving
cool.
the microphone to not make a noise, but
I can
thanks for
still,
bringing attention to that, Grant.
I can still see it. Okay. So yeah, it's true. So the episode, there's not really much to say about this, I don't think, because the episode starts off with Aquaria being pissed off
Thank you.
that two people stayed, but then she apologizes the next day. So I feel like that's sort of been wrapped up in itself.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of quite self-contained, but I mean, it's kind of nice to see that from Aquaria because although she was a complete brat, the first thing she's both, I mean, like with the Vixen, the fight with the Vixen, there's kind of, she does something wrong and then kind of realizes and is quite quick to come back and do something about it, which is pretty commendable. I mean, I don't know why necessarily, whether it's a noticing what the fans might think or whether it's a genuine thing, but either way, it's quite nice to see actually.
Yeah.
She seems genuine to me. I think she is just young and naive and stupid, but then she has like enough self-awareness to think things through.
Yeah.
Which
definitely.
is a decent combo. Yeah, good luck, Kurt. Good job with the job. Yeah, it is interesting with two people staying. Like, I think I would feel similar to how Aquaria felt in some ways, and in some respects.
She was just being honest.
That's what I mean. So
Yeah.
it was
Good luck, Kurt.
it was bratty and annoying. It's like, keep it to yourself. I agree with Asia. Like, have that thought inside yourself if you want.
Yeah.
But still, like, it's sort of fair enough. Like, obviously, she really wants a crown, and she could get it despite her shitty performance this episode.
I do think the apology though was more to kind of be perceived in a better light.
You
by
think
the
so?
audience.
I don't know. She seems genuine to me.
I don't know. Some of the stuff that she says, and I'm not
Kurt
not mad
agrees.
about it, but I think it's sort of to like, oh shit, like how people at home gonna take this. I should apologize to the girls, kind of thing.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't
It's
know.
more towards that than actually.
But does
being
she does she come across as calculated to you generally?
No, it's just I don't know. Like, am I calculated?
With those glasses, yeah. Exactly.
Damn right I am.
I don't know what's going on behind there. Yeah.
No, but like you're always like
It's too
you're always thinking of how you're gonna be perceived, and it's only smart to think that when you're in the television show. So yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, it's hard to tell. It'd be interesting to see her in the reunion, like in long form, instead of like little confessional sound bites.
No, I don't think she just likes the girls or anything like that. It's just
No, same.
I think the priority to her is just like
To win.
to play the game and to win, and
But I do feel like she's using it as a learning experience as well. Like, whereas someone like Alaska, which is closed off to everything apart from winning, I feel like Aquaria is using it as a chance to grow and learn at the same time.
okay, that can be true.
I don't know for sure, but that's an inkling I have,
You shouldn't say it if you don't know.
No, oh, yes, good point. See you later, everyone. So, okay. But then during this conversation, Eureka says, oh, but Cameron and I are still very happy to be here, so that's okay. And Cameron just pans to Cameron and she just looks really depressed. I'm like,
we're really happy to be here.
exactly. Are you happy to be there though, Cameron? You're not saying anything, and B, you look like you're going to kill yourself or someone else.
No.
Yeah.
But I think she had the prosthetics as well.
I don't think that was it. Would it have changed if she didn't have the prosthetics on?
Oh.
In fairness, I do find Cameron's face sometimes quite hard to read because I think Cameron is very kind of game face, very like in the in action. What's the phrase? Is very much like in the zone. There we go.
Yeah.
And so I think as we saw last week, Cameron had this whole I just won the last challenge, but okay, head down, focus on this. So I think maybe that's just part of what Cameron's doing. I think actually Cameron said it earlier in the episode. about how he doesn't get ready next to the other girls necessarily because he just wants to be focused on.
Yeah. Let's dive into this. I think it's one of the main talking points from the episode is delving into Cameron a little bit more. Because like, do you guys? Let's start off with this. Out of the YouTube celebrities or social media influencers or whatever, who do you guys know
From that group?
Yeah, not just generally. Name everyone you know.
Oh, Tyler
You
Oakley. And I think I recognize Kingsley as well. He did a drag race thing at one point.
He does. He's done the RuPaul. He's done like the Raja style extra.
Yeah, the pit stop thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I recognize Kingsley. I recognize Tyler Oakley. Or the Freddie Grande.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Freddie.
Yeah, we're best friends actually.
Exactly.
Good old Fred.
Real close. You and Fred.
Well, I recognize him. I didn't say I knew his name.
Okay.
And that was about it. I think I kind of recognize
who's Nudarella?
Cookie, but I didn't know from where. I felt like I've seen him before in some.
Omar can't stand Frankie. Splitting your teeth for you there, Omar.
A lot of people can't stand.
Yeah, I get it.
I've never seen him in anything else. From this episode alone, he was fine to me.
Yeah, he was quite for him. He was quite laid back. Like I've seen him been. I don't know. Like I don't like actively dislike him, but
I feel like it's
he's quite
mostly
annoying.
because of how he behaved on Big Brother. But I didn't see it, so
I didn't see it. I think I heard of it. Does he not also? For me, he really reminds me of Cynthia Lee Fontaine.
Oh my god! So
yeah, it's the way he does something with his face. It's that kind of like. You kind of like he has that kind of like ooh startled face. I'm about, and then you kind of so many times in this episode I was like he's gonna say cuckoo. He's gonna say cuckoo.
No. I was just gonna say if anyone says it, they're dead. I'm banning.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm dead inside. So
I'm not joking though. Have you ever seen them both in the same room?
Oh my god.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's a good point actually. Just like man RuPaul and other RuPaul.
I know. Right?
Never in the same room at the same time.
Thank you, Jocelyn, for that wise piece of advice.
What was I going to say? Okay, so I know, and actually no. This is the reason I brought this up. So I actually know Anthony personally.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Cameron's
actually popping that in there.
I obviously don't know him personally at all. I just watched Smosh back in the day, which is what he's from. They're like a geeky, gaming parody comedy duo thing, but they split up a little while back. And he's always been like I've sort of watched him on and off. I've watched a fair amount of his content. He's always seemed super sweet and super nice, but his, especially initially back in the day, his persona on camera was like very like over the top, hyper, like energetic. Right. I haven't really seen a lot of his recent stuff. Although his ex-partner Ian from Smosh's YouTube series game show, I've got really into recently. It's really funny. Can't remember what it's called, but I'll link it in the description. It's worth watching. But anyway, Anthony, like I've never seen him be super hyper really, apart from a couple of like down videos where he's like being honest to the camera sort of thing.
Yeah.
But always like actual comedy skits and all that. I've only ever seen him being like pretty hyper and high energy.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if like Cameron is like bringing him down, because again, you see like on stage, like. I don't know. I just feel like
he is maybe he is a little bit like Cameron, because Cameron really comes like when she's on stage when she's performing, but she's reserved.
But Anthony's never come across as reserved to me. That's what I'm saying. I could be wrong. I haven't seen like everything he's ever done, so I could be wrong. But I was just really surprised because he didn't line up at all with what I knew him to be.
Okay.
And I'm wondering if like it'd be difficult. Imagine if you are like a high energy person, like I would find Cameron difficult. To work with, right? Do you see what I'm saying?
It would have been interesting to see Frankie Grande with Cameron, because I feel like I can't quite tell if they would have evened each other out, or if it would have just been, like Frankie running around voguing on stage and Cameron kind of being like, okay, cool, you do you, babe. Like, but then again, because Cameron can pull it out on stage, so it's kind of an interesting one. But
and so. Like another thing I wanted to talk about is like a sort of general discussion point. I want to hear your guys' views in the chat as well. Is it sort of frustrated me again? Like I don't want to. I said I don't want to judge like someone's like personal experience and perspective and stuff. But we've all of us here have like received like abuse or bullying at the hands of like a certain type of person or whatever. But it's sort of frustrating me about how strongly Cameron seems to tar everyone with the same brush, because she's like, I'm really apprehensive about hanging out with a heterosexual person. I'm on edge and gone. But what you can say?
It was one of the key kind of points for me from the episode. The thing that I was thinking about most really afterwards, because it was interesting. Because I think Cracker had someone who was straight as well, right? Yeah. And Cracker was kind of like, oh, okay, cool. This should be interesting. Let's see what we can do. And Cameron's was an immediate like, oh no. And it was kind of weird because I mean, obviously I don't know what Cameron's background is with in terms of that, but it did strike me as a really kind. Yeah, but it still strikes me as a complete like, oh hell no, like the walls are immediately up, you cannot get in, which did seem like quite a strong reaction. So it does make me wonder what has happened to Paul Cameron. But at the same time, yeah, it did seem like quite a broad brush kind of approach of kind of like, oh, he is straight, therefore it's like he's also like quite a popular YouTuber who probably wouldn't have survived if he was that obnoxious. So
he's really you can see from the episode he's not at all. He's super obviously open and friendly. Like again, you're going on to Drag Race, like you're not going to be a dick. Like you're not gonna go there being homophobic, especially a YouTuber.
Unless it was like that, like Jocelyn's Jocelyn's makeover partner from season 6, the guy who like vomited off stage, and like unless it's going to be that, but you never know. But I mean, by season 10,
but the difference is he was dragged there by his wife, sort of thing. But this guy's like a massive social media influence who wanted to go on the show himself, you know, for whatever reason. It's just like one part really stuck out to me, where Cameron, like, it was really bizarre and really uncomfortable, where Cameron was like, my drag's super feminine, and then just stopped speaking, as if like she wanted Anthony to say something about that. But like the only reason you'd do that is if you expected someone to have like a negative reaction to it. Like I'm sure Anthony didn't give a shit. And also like, what do you expect? Like drag is like most drag is trying to be feminine, right? So it just seems a bit of a weird place if like, oh, my drag's hyper feminine, and just like don't carry on speaking like you expected him to like. Yeah,
there was definitely a pause there of like, and kind of get your objections in now.
Exactly.
In 3, 2, yeah. It was a bit strange, definitely.
So I think as a result, I'm not surprised Anthony was potentially uncomfortable or wasn't.
I think like seeing RuPaul really helped for both of them.
Mm-hmm.
Like after that, they felt a lot more comfortable, and like I think Cameron saw that like this is gonna be okay. But yeah, before that, she was actually very sketchy around him. I don't know as well if she. Again, I'm thinking everyone is really calculating right now, but I don't know if she was a bit disappointed because she got a straight guy.
But she didn't know he was straight. Do you remember? Like she asked him like a question or whatever, and then she's like, "Oh, you're straight."
Yeah, no, I'm saying
once
he said that he was straight, maybe she got a bit disappointed as well in terms of the challenge and thinking, "Oh, this is gonna be tough because you're straight. You're probably gonna be shit." Yeah, I don't know if there was a hint of that as well, but yeah, she just shut down then, and it was a bit uncomfortable.
This is what I mean. Like, this is like a really controversial view, because again, like I don't want to dismiss anyone's experience and all that sort of stuff, but it just seems so counterproductive to be like, especially if you're gay or in a minority, like you've been tarred with the same brush, and people made preconceptions about you. So to then, like, so out of everyone, like, you should know to not do that, to not prejudge people and, like, all this sort of stuff. So it just seems so counterproductive to...
I think straight people are disgusting.
Fair.
They are the worst.
They are the
worst. Genuine facts. I don't know. It just frustrated me that... I don't know. It just seemed, yeah, like it's like repeating a cycle, you know? Like if everyone behaved like that, the cycle would just always continue, and it'd be like side versus side versus side. Like everyone's like, my thing's like everyone, I'm not sure most of us, like everyone's all the same, like just like get on and like, I don't know, like don't like segregate people, you know? They'd be like, you're this, you put in this box because you're attracted to this person or your skin's this color or whatever it is. Like I'd be really frustrated if I was Anthony. I think I would have, because I'm more like talkative, I would have like pushed it and been like, you know, oh, you know, by the way, I can tell you're uncomfortable. Like, obviously, I'm totally fine. I was really excited to come here, blah, blah, blah. You know, I would have reassured Cameron because I would have picked up on that. But I can also see...
try a little bit.
Do you think he did?
yeah, he was saying that his girlfriend watches it and he was very excited, but he was quite reserved. Like, he was a dude. He's not gonna come in and like be like, oh, but he was saying that he was excited to be there and he does watch the show. But yeah, she didn't seem too open to it. I don't think that's like a reaction that you really plan. If you've been through whatever she's been through, Omar apparently said she was very like heavily bullied.
Yeah.
I think it's just sort of a like automatic
Mm.
reaction.
Everyone's
that you
got
can't really control.
everyone's got automatic everything. Everyone's got some like little bit of like every ism in them, but you
Yeah.
have to like actively work to
But she
overcome it.
did though. She did afterwards. Once the dust settled down, she worked with him really well, and she was having a good time with him. It's just that first awkward moment as well. I'm not gonna hold that against her just because
It's just the preconceptions. That's what I'm holding against her.
It is. But I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying, like, you
It's just
can kind of understand if someone has been through.
I don't think so. Flip it around. Replace a straight person with any other like minority. Like replace it with like a black person or something like that. Like you wouldn't. It's just not.
I'm just.
Do you know what I mean? Though?
I'm just saying it's not right, but it was
But
an
it's
automatic.
okay.
I was so tempted to do that myself.
I had to stop drinking to do that. It's worth it.
I'm gonna make it anyway. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just I'm not saying it's right, but it's okay.
Okay, thank you. That's what I wanted. Yeah. You guys got anything else to add?
Not on that bit specifically. I did think it was interesting in terms of who they had, because there was a bit of a discussion about skin tones as well. But actually, what was interesting is Monet had like zero qualms about that and was like, okay, cool. And Aquaria was very, I do wonder if that was part of Eureka's decision-making process, because there was only so mixing up the people the way that they did meant that Eureka did meant that there were two people in two pairs of mixed race pairs, I guess. I've explained that poorly, but you know what I mean.
I think it was purely to target Aquaria.
Yeah.
I think she just wanted to switch things up as well. She wanted to throw a curveball to people.
Yeah.
In general, but yeah, especially to Aquaria.
So how do we feel about that? How do we feel about her pairing?
It's expected.
It's one of those. Sorry, do you wanna...
No, I'm trading off.
Okay. I feel like it's one of those things where, because there was the whole narrative within the show, within the episode itself, where they were talking about how last week Ru had said that wasn't a good idea for Aquaria to do it, and this week Eureka was going to do it, and then it got rewarded. But personally, obviously I'm not a drag queen, I'm not in these kind of competitions, but I do find it. I personally, I realize this sounds like really like peace and love, but I don't really see the point. You should really be able to win the challenge regardless, and kind of prove like, hey, look, these people were in the right places and I still bossed it. I'm obviously going to pick someone who's good for me, but the rest, it shouldn't matter too much because of their ability levels or whatever. That will kind of shine through pretty much regardless. So I always do find it a bit strange when people do this whole like, oh yeah, I'm gonna like screw this person over. I'm a bit like, oh, come on now, like, really, is that necessary?
Yeah. Okay. How do you feel about it?
Wait, I'm sorry, I was just thinking about something else. Food. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not. Eureka, she likes to like give. She quite likes to give good TV as well.
That's true. Yeah.
Like she wants to like just do something that will give her that extra sort of screen time. And
I agree with Omar saying I disagree. I'm going to sabotage the rest because I want to win. Sue me, I'm a competitor. That's the thing. I think it's more like personality type. Like Bob, I totally, I think I respect what you're saying. I think it's commendable. But then,
Oh, sorry.
But then Rue's saying the opposite, right? Rue's like,
Yeah, there's that too. If Rue says, "Hey, you should be strategic," then you'll try to be strategic. But I see what you're saying. Like me in that position, I would just like try to be fair because I'm such a nice person.
See, I know I'll go somewhere in the middle. So, for example, I wouldn't mind because I obviously like Aquaria, but if I was in a competition and she was annoying me in my biggest competition, stuff like that, I would probably give her someone I think she would find difficult to work with, or for whatever reason.
Yeah.
But then what I didn't understand, for example, is like Cracker has done terribly all competition, yet she got one of the hardest people to make over. Obviously,
Yeah.
I understand that didn't turn out to be the case at all.
Mm.
But like, I felt like Eureka teaming up Cracker with what's his name? Begins with a C, right, or an S? C. Anyway, that dude was, you know, to try and screw Cracker over. I felt like that was a bit of an unnecessary move. It's like kicking a dog while it's down, sort of thing.
Yeah,
But that's what I think. Actually, I know Zoma said. I know that she said it on talk that she wanted to kind of like just give Aquaria a hard time. But I think overall she was trying to throw some like oddballs around.
Yeah.
Like, you guys don't really match.
yeah,
Like,
Yeah.
it's kind of, and let me get the guy that I want, kind of thing.
yeah. And strategically, it does make a lot of sense because I guess Eureka knows that if two people do really badly, then Eureka's safe.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it does make sense. I mean, in fairness, thinking with the whole competition thing, I would probably go home in like week 1. So, I mean, I'm not the best person to like gauge in terms of winning a competition, but I think it is interesting that these kinds of discussions. I do think, Cracker definitely did have quite a tricky person, at least on the surface, because of the facial hair. Like the facial hair is an immediate kind of sign, but actually it's something quite quick to fix. So I wonder if sometimes it's a bit of a red herring.
But he's actually had quite a masculine face shape. He had quite like a
True.
wide face. It's
Yeah,
quite
he was,
broad
like,
generally,
stocky
and he seemed a bit like awkward walking and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Then
Floppy, you're too hard on yourself. You're gonna make top 3, and we're
Yeah.
gonna get you there.
Thank you. In season, I don't know, whatever.
13, I think 13 is realistic.
Thank you. I
you gotta
definitely
listen to the music
won't be
video.
ready, but yeah,
Oh, yeah.
let's do it.
Yeah. What was I going to say? Kurt's saying he thinks Eureka was fair. Most of the girls got people with similar personalities to them, which is, I think that's a fair point, although I don't think Eureka necessarily intended that to be the case. But that does remind me, though. I'm always pleasantly surprised by Asia. I think the way she interacted with her partner sort of suggests to me that Asia can like get on anyone's level, really.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like, I don't know. I was quite impressed with how like her rapport with her partner is very quick and.
Well, she was saying that she's a drag coach as well, so that
Mm.
that makes a lot of sense because she's very motherly. She loves to give advice and stuff, and she's a people person. And that when she said that, I was like,
Mhm.
yes, you are.
Everyone's agreeing that Kingsley is the hardest. Would be the hardest one to paint.
Yeah, a little bit.
I'd say so. Yeah, he's really tall. He's got quite a kind of boyish build, and his face is kind of quite distinctive in that sense. It's not something that can be very easily like toned with. I realize that sounds like I'm being really harsh on him. But do you know what I mean?
Don't be shy.
He has, as in what I'm saying is he has strong.
ugly.
He has quite strong
That's-
features. Like, he has a strong
spades
jawline.
spades, Floppy Bob. You say he ugly, and that's what you say.
No. He has very strong features, like very strong jawlines and things like that, which does make it a bit harder to transform him because he will always look somewhat Kingsley.
Yeah. No, he has very strong features,
Yeah.
like just distinct. Big. He ugly. I'm joking. We love
He's a beauty.
you.
They're all beauties.
Inside.
Oh my god!
I'm joking.
I've got to rename this under the palm tree
Oh
again
my
after all the
God.
shades.
We love you, Kingsley.
Do we?
Yeah, I do.
He's alright, but like, do we love him?
Yeah, I don't have to be attracted to him to
No,
love
not
him.
attracted, but I mean, like, are we going to watch his content? Like, I don't care that much. Like, he's alright.
He's alright.
So I mean, he's not like the best YouTuber I've ever
Well,
seen. He's
I
no,
am in love with him now.
he's no-
So
he's no Seafoam Soldier.
yo.
Exactly. Where's his
He's
intro?
alright.
I've never seen him nail one intro. Okay. How stupid. That doesn't require a laugh. I was surprised. It makes no sense to me on a day of challenge why I don't shave before coming into the workroom. At least their beards. Like
I wondered that. I wonder if it's a producer thing of just
I
like
know, I was thinking
beard
that.
on.
Yeah.
Like I'd like to keep it on, please. But
Yeah.
we need to, just there. really enhance how masculine they might look in that exact moment.
But again, like we've seen it already. I don't know. Yeah, I know what you mean. I was thinking that as well.
Yeah.
It just seems a bit like over the top. Like, I don't know. Okay, so mini challenge.
God, are we still in the mini challenge?
No, that's like all the workroom stuff talked about, right?
Oh,
Unless
yeah.
you guys have anything else to add?
It was quite a fun one. I think it was interesting. I think who was it who was doing really weird voices? Was it Asia was doing kind of strange voices all the way through, wasn't she? Of kind of they're like, yeah, make it more macho, and she was like, I'm just going to talk in my normal voice. And you're like, okay, Asia. So they're giving you some notes. Go a little bit deeper with it. It's like, here's my normal voice. They're like, okay, Asia. Like we just.
She was trying to be butch.
She's trying to be seductive. She didn't change her voice. She's just like she's like speaking seductively.
She did. She did nail the LL Cool J.
Yeah, hell yeah. That's all over. Go on.
I can't do it.
No, one more time. Up to can they go close to the camera?
It's more like this, isn't it? Mm.
Is it?
No.
It's good. Oh, it's really sweet. Kurt watches Drag Race with his dad.
Who?
Oh, that's cool.
Kurt watches Drag Race with his dad.
Ah,
Yeah.
Kurt.
My dad's really into it as well. I told you in the previous stream. My dad cried, didn't he, when Ben de la Creme left, despite not knowing who she was.
He was crying because he realised you're gay.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. He's like, this is going to be Seafoam in a couple of weeks. Get kicked off a drag race. I wish.
That was a joke. His dad is very chilled and normal, and he supports his son.
Is he normal?
And his lifestyle.
Alternative lifestyle.
His alternative lifestyle.
He supports a leather dungeon.
Hey, when people say lifestyle.
I know, right? Okay, yeah, I love this mini challenge. Another one that knocked out the park for me. Absolutely loved it.
When they said it, I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
And then it was like, oh, actually, this is fun.
It was really fun. It was really fun, right?
Should we do our trades taglines?
I'll just have to think about it on the spot, though.
Yeah,
okay,
do
go
it
on.
now.
No, you go first then.
Oh, I can't be a dude. I have to think about it. I'll think about it through the episode.
What a rock. Bob, let's do it now on the spot. Bob, do yours.
See, I mean, the only thing I can think of is just like fancy a floppy, but that doesn't really work because it's the opposite of erotic. Like, hey, how is flaccidity for you? Like, it's not really like a winning line.
Just say it in a deep voice and say tried afterwards. Sorted.
Okay, so I can't remember what I said now. What did I say?
Do you like it floppy? Just say, do you like it floppy?
Do you like it floppy? Trade.
Nice.
I can't really do that. There you go. Breaking hearts across the country.
Do it.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, this is it.
Yo, it's your boy. Trade.
Oh my god.
I have never been so aroused in my life.
That's it. Simple. Go on, what's yours?
I'm so glad that my legs, my lower half is not visible this time because that was just erotic, Grant. Thank you.
Right now, fair. I get it. Honestly, I've got a mirror. I understand. Go on.
I don't know. Do you want some? Okay, my voice is really high. Do you want some cis on your Titus? Trade.
Nice. I do call it my Titus, so it works really well actually. Guys, come up with your own taglines, and we're doing it at the end of the episode. We'll read them out at the end. Okay, so let's catch up with the chat. Kurt said his dad watched it when he's on. He thinks Rue looks hot as hell as a girl. Fair. People think my dad is anti-gay, but he loves the gay community. Cool. Bob would look divine as part of the Miss Cracker family. Interesting.
I would love to be part of her family. If I were to be part of anyone's family.
I was thinking like Bob the drag queen. I'm like Bob the drag queen.
Okay. Bob.
No, he meant you though.
It's me. Like I love Miss Cracker, so I would very happily be part of the Cracker team. I don't know what. I would love that. Floppy Crack? No, not Floppy Cracker. That's not a good name.
That was quite well.
Soggy,
that sounds like a soggy cracker.
This is Miss Cracker.
I'd have to be Soggy Biscuit, then, wouldn't I?
Floppy, maybe.
Yeah. No, it's got to be like some sort of food.
Yeah.
Yeah, Floppy Bob, Miss Floppy if you're nasty. I don't know. It doesn't really. Like,
I like it. I'm into it.
Some variety of that. But,
I must say, Cracker and Chester become like best friends since the show, which is really cool. I want to see them together. I want to see them do like a YouTube. Maybe he'll be featured in this week's review of a Jew.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen it.
What do you mean?
Review of a Jew?
Not at all.
No.
Oh, it's really funny. I sent a link
really
on one
good.
of our groups.
Oh.
Never mind.
I try as much as I can to ignore you.
I'm just reading the thing. Bob is Cracker's mum. Hello. Yeah, we know. Okay. So I caught up with the chat now.
Oh.
Okay. So whose was your favourite mini challenge one?
I was really cracking up with Monet though, just because of the hip thing. She kept saying that. Dude.
Yeah, that was really funny. Yeah.
Monet's was really good for that. I they were all quite strange. But I mean, I loved it. I think Cracker was on like some different planet when that was happening. Like I love that Cracker went for kind of everyone else was doing like really hyper manly, and Cracker just went for kind of homeless as a kind of theme.
Aquaria was like eyeshadow, but I did like that she went like.
Yeah, that was so funny.
Yeah. It's also strange. I loved it.
Men are animals. Yeah, they are.
Yeah. It's me. It was like more of like a character piece than like a masculinity piece. It's more just like come up with like some of the characters were so different. It was more just like come up with like a douchey character.
Yeah.
And like I wish Catty could have done it. It's like Catty is like as Brian, like remember, which is her actual name, but like her douche version of Brian from the dancing challenge.
I love it.
That would have been so fun.
Oh yeah, that was so good.
Yeah. I actually was really impressed with Cameron's performance in the challenge. Like, which is really funny. Like what she was doing with the lines at the beginning. Yeah, because like she's proper committed. Like she said them like dead serious.
Yeah.
I thought it was really funny. I was really impressed. Again, I didn't expect. I know I was impressed with Cameron.
Okay.
And Monet, yeah, right. And yeah, Monet was really funny, but for the wrong reasons. Yeah, I think Eureka probably deserved to win though. I think.
Yeah.
Eureka was funny. That was the funniest. I think that was like.
And her character was the most fully realised as well. I thought.
Yeah. I didn't think she would pull that off, but yeah, she came up with a character that she can still deliver, and it's still like butchy and funny. Yeah. Butchy. That's not.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, but I really enjoyed this mini challenge. So thank you, Drag Race people.
Thank you.
Should we get onto the main stage, the main challenge?
Let's do it.
Yep.
Okay, we go one by one. First off, actually, it's just like part of the main stage, but Lizzo is a guest judge this week.
Yeah.
Love that girl. I found out about her on a podcast. I think So Many White Guys. Yeah, she's interviewed So Many White Guys. And she was hilarious. They played a clip of her song. I loved it then. And then I recommended it in the stream a few months ago. And then today, I got an alert through Songkick, which like it tells you if a concert's coming up for any of the artists you like. I got an alert saying Lizzo's performing in London. It's only 10 quid. So I sent it to these guys. We ended up buying a ticket to see her today. We're going to see her in August. And then we found out she's on the show as well. It's just like fate. It's like the best.
It's meant to be.
Lizzo
I think we're going to be best friends.
I think we can be best friends. She'll love us.
And also, I'm going to meet Floppy Bob in person. Which I'm
Finally.
We'll do a vlog. We'll do some sort of like Lizzo concert vlog thing.
Yeah.
You guys will love it.
Should I wear a wig?
Why are you even asking?
I know.
Yeah, we're going to your haircut at the end because I just showed Sis the pictures Omar sent.
Oh, I love that color, by the way.
We'll talk about the ends. Go on.
It's just I work in an office, and they're quite funny about it.
Oh, don't be constrained by that. Remember, I used to have green hair when I worked in the office.
Yeah, but
I did get told off by like every day.
Yeah, I can't. I work in finance. I'm Karen from finance.
You really are Karen from finance.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's true. Kurt's got a good question. My Costa's already replied. Do we think this was the best makeover challenge ever?
I think it's definitely one of the top ones. It was a very good one, I think.
I thought it was very good. I thought it was very entertaining. I thought like everyone was just getting along, having a good time, and
especially Cameron and Anthony.
They were.
No, they were. It was all right. I thought it was like one of the best in terms of there weren't really any duds. Like everyone was all right, really. No one was terrible.
That's true.
So I made it fun to watch.
I quite enjoyed the season 4 one because some of them were terrible. And also, actually, a sort of own selfless plug, but a shameless self plug. But I also wrote an essay about that exact episode. So I feel like I've watched that so many times that it's kind of burned into my memory now.
Okay, we can do a reading. We can do a reading of that on the channel if you guys want it. If you guys want it, comment down below.
Yeah, there we go. Everyone will love that. It's exactly the kind of thing everyone needs.
That is. That's literally what we're doing. We're like over-analyzing every damn thing on the show as it is. That's
every
like literally
thing in life.
Exactly. So that's what that is. So I think they could be interested. You know. No one, of course, no one will ever replace Wintergreen. Yeah.
Yeah, Wintergreen was amazing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's start off with Rue, the biggest transformation. What do you guys think of her outfit?
Rue?
Yeah.
I really liked it. It gave me Joker sort of vibes. The colors. And the hair was really nice. And she did like a thing with the eyelashes, which is a bit modernized, a bit different for Rue.
I love the makeup.
Yeah,
It's really cool.
It's really cool. I liked it.
Yeah, I liked it a lot as well. I agree. What do you think, Flops?
It's a toot.
She looked really good, and I loved that. I mean, I just think generally this episode she was a lot more fun, because I think sometimes Rue can kind of come into the workroom and be a bit more like, okay, do this, cool, okay, and leave, and be there for about 5 seconds. But Rue was hilarious this episode, and then Rue on the main stage did the whole Vanjie thing as well.
That was so funny.
He was so extra this episode. It's I think he was on drugs, and I love it.
Yeah, same. I like that Michelle's like, don't do it, do not do it. It's like, Vanjie.
I feel like, because a few episodes ago when Rue was kind of like had a cold or a fever or something, I feel like Rue is maybe now at this point just on really strong like anti-cold medication. It's just like tripping balls and like
I love it. It's working true. Kurt is saying he hates Rue's look. Neck up amazing, but that dress needs to be burned. Oh my god, I disagree. I think it was cool. I think it all worked well together, personally. Okay, so Asia. She's like, we studied Queen and their partner, right? So first of all, Asia.
What do you think?
I think it was cool. Like again, it's sort of what I would expect Asia to do. I think did she wear something really similar in the promo or something? One of the promos. I just feel like I've seen a look very similar to this from her before.
I'm not sure.
Or it could have been every single look.
Yeah, the promo, she did have quite a few like colors and things. It wasn't quite as, it didn't have the same shape, but it was certainly quite busy in terms of colors.
I think of the Sasha for Le one.
Oh, maybe. My God, I love that.
Yeah, she really does. But I liked it. I think it was really cool. I think it was amazing that she made the second jacket in such a short period of time.
Yeah, I hadn't realized. I thought she just brought both of her or something, or like had made it both from the same fabric and just whatever. It was really impressive, and I think although there were a few little bits missing perhaps in how it kind of all threaded together, I still did think that it felt very much like a family thing. There was an essence, as the judges said, there was an essence of Asia that was kept between the two of them, exactly. Which is really good to see.
Yeah, I like that the jackets were different, but obviously were just like they tied together enough, but they were actually, if you looked at them, they were pretty different.
Yeah, so I think the hair was a good choice for America, but as some
Cos
just said, the makeup, I felt it was a bit off with both of them, to be honest. I think the eyeliner was like too thick and long.
Yeah.
But yeah, apart from that, I thought it was a good look.
Yeah, it wasn't my favorite, but I liked it. I think it was well done. Like I'm happy to give it a pass, sort of thing. Anything she
safe,
exactly, a safe look.
Yeah.
So next, Eureka.
Yeah, she did well. Come on.
She did, yeah.
She did. Like it was, and that was Cynthia Lee-Fontaine, right?
Yeah, I see it.
I do. Frankie went home and they brought Cynthia Lee-Fontaine to just. Yeah. It was ridiculous. Like he did really well, I thought, Frankie, and obviously Eureka coached him as well. So yeah, I thought I didn't really even, because people then the queens on Untucked were like, oh my god, that outfit was so tacky, blah blah. I don't know. I thought that look was like bodacious as it always is with her. Like I don't know.
I suppose to me it's similar to the last one. Like it was just pretty predictable. Like again, it wasn't a bad look at all for me, but like it was just what I would expect. It was like typical Eureka.
Yeah, I suppose they sold it. It's all about selling it.
True. What do you think, Bob?
Yeah, I think for this challenge, a classic Eureka is not a bad thing, because I guess if you want the judges to see the other person with you as being part of your family, you want to do something quite typically you as part of it. And so I think it made a lot of sense. I thought they did really well. I really enjoyed their performance. I loved that Frankie had like a little mini loaf as well. I thought, I mean, as much as the loaf is a bit, whatever, I love that Eureka at this stage is kind of quite tongue in cheek with it. Like, yeah, I'm known for the loaf. I'm known for pointing where I'm about to go. So I'm going to do both of those things, and Frankie will too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I thought
yeah,
this
that's a good point. Sorry, the only thing I'd say is I disagree. I think I didn't really like the routine. I think the routine was super predictable. Like we've seen in other makeover challenges before, and it's just exactly what I would have expected him to do.
Yeah, it was quite predictable. I mean, for me, it was like a very good safe, which is basically what it was.
Yeah.
Because I did think, bits of it were predictable, but it was done well. You can't really fault a lot of what she did, really, I think.
Although you say that, but the chat aren't really liking it. Kurt and Cos are massive
really?
fans. Look, Kurt
The
saying
one
this.
time I'm positive about Eureka.
No, you've been shot down. You're just plain wrong, I'm afraid.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah. Aquarium.
Aquaria. Oh, I didn't like Kingsley's look at all. The makeup was good. The hair was okay.
I like the hair.
It was just the ugly sister, and
The dress was horrible. I didn't understand
dress
it.
was really
so
ugly.
bad.
Like Aquaria looked like she gave herself this amazing like coat and thing and blah blah, and then the ugly sister, and it's just like the wig that she was wearing was better. Like she didn't give her any of the good stuff.
Yeah.
But even Aquaria didn't look that good compared to her other looks. Like it's probably Aquaria. If you're just thinking about just Aquaria's look, it's probably her weakest runway look.
Yeah, for sure, but it was still a good look.
Yeah.
But yeah, she just didn't dress up her sister in a good way at all. It was like she adopted that sister and she didn't really like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not me.
Yeah.
What do you think? Anything to add?
No, I totally agree. I think so. Actually, if you think about the one with Shay last season, there was that same thing about Shay basically having left her sister, kind of, and not really done anything with her. And I kind of got the same vibes with it.
Yeah.
Like Kingsley did not look good, and actually, it kind of annoyed me that Aquaria wasn't in the bottom two for this, because I felt like it was a massive missed step here.
I felt the same way.
For Aquaria, yeah, because like she's known for fashion and makeup.
I really thought she would be in the bottom for that because I thought that like she failed that challenge massively.
Oh, but to be fair, I also felt like her performance was weak as well. Like it wasn't a good idea. Like it's just basic. Like the fairy tale queen and princess, we didn't really work at the same age, and like they didn't really portray it well or act it well. And the looks weren't good, and like the whole thing just felt very flat, I think.
Yeah.
And in the video as well, the dance, the video, the charisma song, they would she's the one I think that least interacted with each other. Like in the video, like it was just like all about her showing Morgan doing the dance, and like Kingsley was just like trying his best at the corner. But yeah, so I thought she was in the bottom for that, but she was not.
Yeah, it seems that the chat's agreeing that people were saying the makeup was good, but other than that, no one's really that into it. And Kurt's agreeing with you, Bob, saying Aquaria should have been in the bottom two. So I don't know. Let's go. I want to go for the others first, and then I'll make my final decision on that. So Cracker and Cookie, Bob.
I mean, you know, I love Cracker anyway, but I do think this was a very strong week for her. Like, the transformation was very good. I think partly the reason she deserved the win was the sheer fact that the transformation had probably been the biggest. Transforming someone like Frankie was perhaps not as hard, but I think as well. I think she managed to get across a very Cracker-like brand with someone who, at the beginning of the episode, didn't feel very Cracker. So I think she did very, very well. At first, I wasn't sure how I felt about, the fact that Cracker had the flower bit around her face and her sister didn't, but then it matched in other ways. I don't think they necessarily needed it. So I think it was a very clever move, and I loved it.
Oh my god, Cookie's mug.
Yeah.
When she turned around, I was like,
in love.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And she fully pledged herself into womanhood right there and then.
Yeah.
She transformed. Her whole personality transformed.
That's all she needed.
Yeah. He was like, I'm a drag queen now. This is it.
Yeah, I'm a biological woman.
I'm not going to
apologize for it.
Literally feeling his oats.
Yeah.
all the way to the bank because he should be on season 11.
Why do you
Just
fill your
saying.
oats on the way to the bank?
Well, because you're like, go get the money.
Oh, I thought you meant like literally just like filling some oats. Like
She's busy. Like she has to multitask. You know,
Yeah.
she's got to cash all those checks. She's got to put all those tips away. She's also got to feel her oats. It's a busy life.
That's true.
She's a busy professional woman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whore. And that's basically me.
Yeah, fair. Cos sums it up perfectly. She was just gorgeous, like proper gorgeous. And yep, Cracker totally blew me away this week. Yeah, I totally agree with everything you guys are saying. Like, biggest transformation. It was flawlessly executed from what I could see. Like, I'd happily have Cookie in the next season of Drag Race. Like, she, like, personality-wise, she was like really fun and like vivacious, but not the drag queen. And like the transformation, I don't know, like she's really pretty, and yeah, I don't know, like I think Cracker absolutely killed it, and so did Cookie.
Yeah,
super impressed.
Cookie did really well, and I always get a bit like, oh, when like a straight guy gets into it with the drag stuff. I don't know why. Give the straight guy a break. They don't need it, but I just feel like, oh, that's nice.
Yeah, he was having the best time, wasn't he?
He was.
Yeah.
And it's like, I can just tell like his girlfriend's getting her life, but kind of getting concerned as well a little bit.
Because Cookie's prettier than her.
And like, because he's
Cookie.
really feeling his own as a drag queen. Which is, it wouldn't be a problem to me, just saying call me.
Yeah. So Monet, Bob?
I actually don't get where all the criticism came from. Maybe it's just because I'm a bit blinded because I love Monet and I know Tyler, but not personally, obviously. But I actually thought like Tyler was really fun and really into it. They felt kind of like, I mean, they didn't necessarily feel like drag family, which I guess was part of the challenge, but they did feel very close in terms of the drag and what they were doing, how they're performing. It felt a bit more in sync, and so I don't really get why Monet was in the bottom two personally, but I don't know. I might be wrong. I might have a lot of people call me out on that, but I do think Monet genuinely did very well actually in parts of it. There were a few things that are missing, but generally did very well.
Yeah, I thought like, well, thing is, I thought they had a lot of fun together. They worked well together, and I actually saw the family resemblance. But I thought the looks were basic and the makeup was pretty rough.
I agree completely.
Yeah, the makeup on Tyler was a bit rough, definitely.
Yeah, I agree, of course. Like the eyebrows especially were really bad. They're a bit like that. I tell you what it reminded me of instantly. When Derek Barry tries to do different eyebrows at one episode.
Yeah.
Like it was that.
It was so hard.
Right? It was that.
Yeah, it was. No, you're right. They were a bit too high, and they're a bit kind of like Tyler Oakley was constantly concerned about something.
Yeah,
or constantly surprised.
But realness.
Yeah, but like I feel like if those eyebrows had just been a little bit lower, I feel like I would have had an overall problem with everything else. But
I know the makeup was very like light to me. Like at the top half of the head was super light. That's the thing. I don't really notice stuff like that, but it just definitely looked like noticeably off to me.
The blending of the cheeks as well was a bit too dark in the cheeks. There was hard blending. It was a rough spot, you guys.
Yeah.
But they were having so much fun that I thought
they were fun to watch for sure.
Like I thought like maybe they don't deserve the bottom.
No, I think they did the worst out of everyone personally because I think Monet. Yeah, I think Monet did the worst job.
The challenge is it looks challenge.
Exactly. I say, but I don't think, like I said earlier on, though, I don't think any of them were terrible. Like it was still not horrific, but it just was. It was easily the weakest for me.
Of course, yeah.
Sorry, Bob. You look sad.
I am. No, it's fine. I get it. That's the thing. I think you're right. In terms of the makeup, though, a few mistakes. I don't know. I just had fun watching them. And so I kind of wanted them to stay just based on that, I think, really.
Yeah, but we're not here for fun. This is a serious business.
Exactly. And the thing that annoyed me, obviously, as well, is a lack of boob padding for both of them, but especially Monet. Like, it's just what I say about her every week. I don't know why the judges haven't picked up on it. It really annoys me that they haven't.
She likes to go natch.
I know, but then don't pad so much at the bottom then. Or like if you've got a wide ass, then like cinch your waist more. So I don't know, like something. It's just not like it's not like the shape's like that.
Yeah, there's women that have no tits and large asses. My mum, for example.
That's what is she on Drag Race?
Black women.
Is she on Drag Race?
Mostly. What?
Is she on Drag Race?
Well, she was. She would go natch. Just saying.
If she get kicked off first episode.
No,
She
my
would.
mum can turn it out. You have no idea.
Okay.
You think
I'll
only
take
your
that
mum
for it.
can be a star? His mum's a star.
She's a star, that is true. I was hanging out with Jess, John and Jess the other day, off of John and Jess' phone.
Yes.
And Jess is like quoting something. I said, like, oh, my mum hasn't ever done that before. And she's like, no, she has actually in like your Japan vlog at this point. I'm like, what? Like, I don't even like remember my mum's life, but like Jess is like number one fan for Lynn. Yeah, she's a star.
Guys, check out Lynn at lynn.com.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Really peddling that website. So Cameron.
Yeah, bit basic, just the jumpsuits and like, come on, shiny jumpsuits. I mean, they looked good. I'm not gonna say they didn't. They looked good. Love the midriff, but you know, like have some kind of just like with disco. No.
Sorry, I was going to say, like, so far for season 11, we've got, and I totally agree, guys, we've got Nebraska, Wintergreen, Cookie, and Lynn as like everyone's top picks for season 11.
Oh my god,
Lynn for the win, personally.
She would definitely.
She would win.
Oh my god.
100%.
Oh my god. Yeah, Bob, what do you think of Cameron's look?
I thought there were so many missed opportunities with it because I really liked how Cameron looked, and I thought I did strangely, but what I thought was missing was that like I wanted a little bit more commonality between those two looks because for me, yeah, the similar thing was that they were both shiny catsuit things and they were both they both had similar kind of earrings, but I really wanted it to be like a proper color contrast thing. So or something that was a bit similar. So maybe one is in blue, one's in pink, and the one in blue has pink accessories, and one in pink has blue accessories, or something where there's that little. The colors aren't so stark, whereas instead we have this beautiful sky blue and this bright silver with black hair, and you know the light blue with this blonde hair. And it kind of just it didn't feel like direct opposites, and it didn't feel like there was anything similar. It was kind of just a little bit off for me. So and I think as well, like just the performance was a bit dry, really.
Yeah, see, I didn't get that myself. I actually thought family resemblance was pretty good. So again, I think it's the complete opposite to something like Eureka, where it's literally the same look twice, you know. And I think
True.
I don't know, that's what I expect. Whereas to me, they look like they would be like I could believe they were sisters.
Yeah, I could believe
out
they
in the
were
disco.
sisters, but
You know, like for me that was fine. It was just hella basic for me.
yeah,
like,
that's the thing.
and again, especially with Cameron, like Cameron does do some pretty out there looks. And like I think Cameron again, like I know that's why I sort of made a noise, Bob, when you were saying that, because if like you line this look from Cameron up against her other looks, I think it's probably her weakest look. I just think it was really bland.
Yeah.
And like uninteresting, and I don't know, like, and again, like she never spent any time. I think a lot of his challenge is building a rapport with your partner, and she obviously hadn't done that well, and so like it was just a bit of a fail all round. But then again, I didn't hate the looks. Like their looks were really basic, but I think they were executed well, and they looked family resemblance was there for me. So there were like some slight hits, but then like obviously in the main areas misses.
Yeah.
They're operating at such a high level now. Is that Ree's look?
Oh, sorry. I say because Jess and I. So Jess, I was saying earlier on that I used to watch like Smosh and stuff, and I know Anthony like somewhat well. And every time I've seen him, not all videos, I know he's got like he's multifaceted, but he's always been pretty high energy in most of his videos. But he seemed really downbeat this episode. I was saying that I think maybe it's like Cameron sucking the energy out of him in a way. What did you think? So I think you probably know of him better than I do. And Kurt's saying, oh, so like Alaska did an All Stars 2 of her mum. Most makeup challenges don't do that. I guess because in terms of the being opposites.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Like again, that's quite obvious. Jess is totally agreeing with me about Cameron.
Yeah.
And Anthony, thank you, because I was the only one saying that earlier.
Well, because we'd never seen him.
I know. Yeah, I know. We had a big talk about it earlier. Just watch a video afterwards. I think I've made some really good points I'm really proud of.
Don't bother.
Okay, so let's talk. Thank you. Let's talk about this now. Then. So I want to. Do you guys don't think the bottom two should have been the bottom two?
I don't know. I'm okay with it. I mean, let's be fair. Like Monet didn't do that well, and she's been in the bottom quite a few times. But yeah, I was just torn because I was kind of expecting Aquaria to be in the.
So I think we all can all agree Monet, apart from maybe Bob actually. Bob, I think out of all of them, Monet did the weakest quite easily. Do you not
Yeah,
agree?
I mean, for me, the bottom three. I mean, there's not much in it for me.
I would agree
I would
with
put Monet just above that personally, but I also think it makes sense that she was in the bottom three.
Oh, interesting. Okay, I was going to say, go on.
Yeah, I mean, so me seeing him, I was upset to see her in the bottom two, maybe just because I like her, but at the same time, it did kind of make sense because the areas where Aquaria excelled were the areas where Monet did badly.
Yeah. Well,
so,
I don't know. For me, I was thinking Monet was quite obviously the worst performer. I think it was more between Aquaria and Cameron about who should have been the second person in the bottom two. And I don't know. I feel like based on all my reasons, I think it's again. I agree with you, Bob. Actually, for me, it's pretty even. Like I think either of them could have been bottom two. I would have been fine with it.
Yeah.
Like I'm glad Aquaria wasn't because I do think she has, performed very well generally. And I think at least her look was more interesting than Cameron's look. I don't know.
yeah.
At least she seemed to connect with her partner better, and I don't know. So to me, it sort of makes sense.
I'm still surprised.
Go on.
I was going to say I'm still surprised we haven't seen a bottom three lip sync, because the stage is big enough now. So it seems like, I mean, because Drag Race Thailand did it, and it was actually really fun to watch. So
Have you seen Drag Race Thailand?
I have.
Is it worth watching? Because I think you're doing streams about it after this finishes.
There are some bits that are really fun. I haven't actually watched the Snatch Game episode. That's the only one that was taken away from Dailymotion just before I got to it. But I've seen everything else, and it's kind of great because so much of it is like really budget. And so you've got moments where, like, I think a prize for one of them is like some health insurance or something, which feels kind of weird. You're like, yay, you get health coverage. Like, whereas, in RuPaul's Drag Race, it's just like, you get $2,000 worth of wigs. It feels like
it's still better than like Hamburger Mary's when you're vegan or whatever. To be
right.
fair.
But at the same time, I do Drag Race Thailand has some really great moments. And I think it's really fun. The performers are really talented. Like a lot of them know it's a bit rough around the edges, but in a really good way, I think. Yeah. And the two hosts, brilliant.
I feel like some of the American drag queens would actually take health insurance instead of some of the prizes.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I mean, definitely
it's very expensive.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I would take health insurance.
At least it's practical. Yeah. So okay, actually both of you. So who would you put the bottom two, Bob?
I do think it makes sense. I mean, I think Monet and who was the other, and Cameron did make sense. I feel like if I'd seen Aquaria there, I wouldn't have been surprised. But I think it made sense. I just wanted Monet to not be in the bottom three.
I know.
Bottom three.
Yeah, but do you agree with the decision?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Because when you watched it, you seemed angry that Aquaria wasn't there.
I was a bit shocked at the beginning, but then I was like, that is fair.
Yeah, I agree. I think this would be like, out of any episode, I think this would have I would have been happy with a bottom three for this.
Yeah.
Also, I really enjoyed the lip sync, but like seeing a third person do it as well would have been really fun.
Yeah. It was cool to see the song as well.
Oh yeah, I really love that song. Lisa looked amazing as well, like that curly stuff she with pearls and stuff. I like she went fully into Drag Race,
fully in,
which I really respect. When we hang out with her after the gig, we can talk about Drag Race.
Yeah.
Cameron, Aquaria, and Monet were the bottom regardless of any of them. Yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah.
No matter what Monet would have gone, or no matter what Monet would have gone home. Yeah, it's also a good point. Yeah. Actually, to be fair, I was shocked by his decision. I think Monet outperformed Cameron in the lip sync.
Oh, I think so too.
Like, easily. I was really shocked. Yeah. I guess Monet deserves to go home because she's performed weaker than Cameron. Although I personally prefer Monet, and I would have definitely rather had her in a competition than Cameron. But I think if you just base it on lip sync, then I think Monet easily won for me.
Yeah.
I don't think she easily won. I thought Cameron did pretty well.
Cameron didn't have the vibe of the song for me. Cameron wasn't fun enough with it. She was still looking too serious.
No, but she was really performing.
She's performing really well, but just didn't have the vibe of the song.
Oh.
The song's so tongue in cheek. I agree.
Oh no, I completely agree. And it's maybe also a little bit biased by the fact that I love Monet, but I much more enjoyed Monet's performance. I felt like Monet's performance was tailored to the song, whereas I felt like Cameron's was a good lip sync performance.
Yeah, exactly. That's
And
exactly.
you know, like even like the going off stage to kind of for the lyric about leaving or whatever the lyric was, I can't remember.
Yeah,
And then coming back, like Monet kind of had that thought through. I don't know. But I think maybe that's what it was. Maybe for Ru it was neck and neck, and when it's neck and neck, you choose the better performer to stay on.
Well, people in the chat are disagreeing. People are saying Cameron outperforms Monet, which I don't agree with. Again, if anyone smashes a light, then there's an instant win for me. Like you put in effort, you know.
Yeah.
If you're smashing a light bulb, and like that was a long slide she did. I don't know, it was fun. Like like you said, when she walked off stage and everything, it was just like again like the song's so tongue in cheek. Like it doesn't require like a serious like intense lip sync where you're cartwheeling and shit. For me, it's like it just suited Monet perfectly. It's like the perfect song for Monet to lip sync to. I think she did really really well. And I think she should have stayed because of it.
Yeah. I also do think in terms of the competition itself, it also does make sense because Monet's not been near the top really for a while. Actually, no, sorry, I say that. Monet did quite well at the Westworld Challenge, Breastworld Challenge.
Yeah. She's sort of a cracker maybe, and hopefully she's on a bit of an incline. So it's a shame. I think she could have brought it back a little bit at least.
Shame.
Yeah.
I haven't heard Monet's song. Is it any good?
It's all right. Yeah, it's all right. It's got Pop as well.
Oh, cool. I'll check it out. Again, I try listening to the podcast about 5 times, but the sound quality is so horrific. I just can't get into it.
Yeah, you can. There's a YouTube version that's okay sometimes sound wise, and there's
I'll try that. I'll try
SoundCloud one as well. That's all right. But
okay,
yeah. I think as well. It does feel like we're coming to that stage in the competition though, where, for example, nobody now really is going to be able to catch up with Eureka and Aquaria in terms of their wins.
Yeah.
And their highs. And so that does really leave a situation where we've got, you know, I mean, Asia's probably the closest to those two. She's not far behind them really at all in many ways, but it does kind of mean for me for the next couple of weeks, I probably expect that we might see Cracker and Cameron go, just because if we don't have a top 4, because they kind of feel like the next ones to go. I feel like it would take quite a major cock up for someone like Aquaria or Eureka to go. Although that would be Eureka's third lip sync if she did have to lip sync again.
True. Yeah, no, I'd agree with that.
It's been all over the gap for this season. There's no clear winner.
Yeah, which makes it entertaining to watch for sure. People are mad that they're all the season 10 queens are releasing music.
Well, all this season,
No, but I think it's especially
season 10 has been intense for it. So
I think literally every single queen.
Dusty, Blair, Yuhua. I don't know about Mayhem. Probably has she?
I don't know. Yeah, she mentioned music in the interview. I'm sure she did.
Okay. So maybe Mayhem as well. Cracker's got her YouTube series going on. It's not a song, but you know, she's got other content coming out. Who else? I'm sure I'm missing somebody who's released music. And now obviously Monet, but it's quite. I mean, it seems like a lot especially because of the nature of the show. That does mean that we're getting music every week or every 2 weeks, which is quite a rapid turnover, really. And they're pretty much all directed by the same guy. I'm pretty sure that Asad Yaqub seems to have directed like every single drag queen music video in the history of the world. So he must be busy.
Be friends with him.
Yeah, true that. Should we move on to Untucked quick?
Yeah, sure.
What was the big thing? I think only one interesting thing happened, right? What was it?
It was pretty chilled.
Yeah, what? Anything to really talk about from Untucked?
I've not seen it, but I am willing to take your lead on this.
Oh God, guys! Anything we should debrief on from Untucked, or anything we're missing from the episode? Let us know. The only other thing I forgot to say is I really Frankie Grande, apart from reminding me of Cynthia after you guys pointed it out, also in the video bit with like the dancing bit, really reminded me of Fifi O'Hara.
Really?
Yeah, like watch it again. Like I don't know.
That's a long shot.
Yeah, I don't know. Watch it again. See what you guys think.
Will do.
What happened on time? There was like some sort of like.
No, it was just Eureka. Oh well, the girls were saying that they hate Eureka's dress, and Miss Cracker was saying that the she didn't like the look at all of Frankie's look as well, and the proportion was wrong and stuff. Meanwhile, Eureka was kicking with Cameron, and they're going going on about being messy, and then they went down. They went outside and talked about the way that people saw put Eureka down every time that she does well. And then they chatted to the other queens again, the YouTubers, and that was it.
Yeah, I don't think there's really anything to go through, to be honest. So should whip out our C.U.N.Ts?
Do it,
Guys, you know the drill by now. Let us know in the comments down below or in the chat right now who you award your charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and talent to, and we'll read it out. We'll go through it as a fan, see what we decide.
Yeah.
It's the first to 5 frequents having 2 wins. Eureka is terrible. Sorry, you guys are going off in the chat. Okay, so charisma, Bob.
I would maybe say Eureka for this, partly because like the way her and Frankie managed to make this kind of quite fun show. They had this kind of quite fun energy together, so I'll go for them.
Yeah. Oh, it was just saying Shane turned down being the episode. That was really probably because of body issues, right? Shane would have been so good. Oh my god, if it'd been the lads, Shane, Garrett, everyone. Drew, oh, it would have been so good. Trisha, oh, okay. She's a girl though. Sorry. Yeah, charisma.
You'd say it.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going Asia because of what I said earlier. I think she just like really got on the same level as a partner, and it was like she's really sweet with him and good connection and everything. I know, I was really impressive with Asia generally. It made him the whole jacket and everything. That's really nice because he liked it. Although, if it's like an anti-charisma award, I'm going to give it to Asia's partner. That dude But America is my new least favorite of all time.
Yes. I'm going to go to give charisma to Ro because he was extra deceptive.
Yeah, fair. That's a good shout.
It was all over the gaff. And like, I think his big thing really was like to talk about the power of drag to anyone who hasn't tried drag before.
He always does that every season. I'm over it. You know, we get it. Drag's fun.
Wow. Okay.
I don't know.
Shall we write down?
Sorry. No.
I thought that was
great
quite
choice.
sweet.
Great choice. Kurt is giving his charisma to Monet, and Cos is giving it to Cracker. I think both respectable choices. Oh no, uniqueness. Bob.
I'm gonna give them to Short Change's eyebrows.
That's what I was gonna say.
No way.
I was like, I'll say it. Yeah.
Yeah. So there we go. We're in agreement. We're not so unique.
Yes. It was a rough spot.
I don't know who to give my uniqueness to, because again, like all of the outfits were just like so, like expected. No one really went unique, apart from maybe Cracker, I guess, because of the thing around her head. Maybe. But yeah, I've got to give him my tea. But any of the others unique?
I don't know.
No,
just
not really.
Choose Cracker.
Yeah, fine, Cracker. Sorry. Nerve, Bob.
I'll go for Asia for in the middle of a stressful situation to just make a whole coat, and just with that much detail. I think it takes quite a lot of confidence and poise, probably not as much nerve, but to just kind of sit down and do that in the middle of all of that. So I'll go for
that.
Nerve. I'm gonna give Nerve to the other judge, who basically had no expression whatsoever, and still made me feel like I want to sit on his face somehow. I don't know. I don't know what it is. He has some kind of power over me. He bores me to excitement somehow. I don't know what it is. It's something very strange. He seems like he's not into anything, and I want to make him into me.
He's like better than you,
Yeah, and that is a horrible, horrible thing to be attracted to.
Yeah, but I like the way he really seriously spilled some tea. He's like, "No, I disagree with you."
Yeah, he was taking it so seriously.
That's what I mean. But again, you wouldn't really talk back to me. Like, all right, fine. Like, you obviously feel very strongly about this.
But his eyes, though, he's
got very nice eyes.
Mm-hmm.
But not for me, but yeah.
Okay.
Kurt is giving his uniqueness to Cracker, and Cos is giving it to Asia and America, and Kurt's giving his nerve to Eureka for reusing the feather runway twice. Interesting.
Ooh, good point.
Nerve. Oh, I really should have think these before we start airing, shouldn't I? Who was the one who was third? Okay, Aquaria for being shit.
The
terrible.
nerve to show up and hate your partner so much that you give her a shit dress.
Exactly.
that is
Yeah.
fair.
Exactly. Fine. Talent, Bob.
Cracker. Easy.
Cookie. All the
Oh,
way.
Oh
yeah.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I would give it to Cookie, but I'm gonna give it to Asia for making that jacket because, again, from previous mentioned reasons. Yeah, but Cookie
That
was my new favorite.
Oh, forever and ever.
Kurt's also given his talent to Asia. So yeah, I feel like we've gone for everything. It's a bit over two.
Yes.
Cool. Good job, everyone.
Thank
Oh, and Cos has given his talent to Aquaria for making ugly Kingsley look decent. Ooh, girl.
Girl.
You definitely belong on this channel.
Oh, poor Kingsley. I felt like
Kingsley is ugly. Oh,
I hope he doesn't.
he's distinctive. As we said earlier. Yeah. Okay. So, guys, what we recommend this week to the children?
Ooh.
Oh.
I said my thing already. I'll say it again. This YouTube game show I got really into, hosted by one of the dudes of Smosh, like the guy Anthony used to work with. I can't remember what it's called, but I'll link it down below. If you just search like YouTubers game show or something like that, I'm sure it'll pop up. It's good. Jess can probably tell me what it's called.
I'm gonna say Westworld is
Oh,
back,
so good. This season's so good.
and the Handmaid's Tale is also back.
Have you started yet?
Yeah.
Oh, is it good?
Yeah. So
Ugh.
they're
They're my
both.
two favorite show, like non-drag race shows.
Yeah, it's all
Yeah.
kicking off, and you guys need to get into it
Yeah.
now.
ASAP. Floppy?
So I've been revisiting the songs from the third season of Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, which is possibly
Oh, yeah.
my favorite non. Do you watch it?
I've watched it. I love that show. Yeah.
How have I not had this conversation with you? I adore this
Watched it,
show.
haven't we?
We watch. I haven't.
I told
seen,
you about it, right?
I haven't seen up to the third season.
No, I think it goes downhill. Like it's all good, but the first season's by far the best, I think.
It gets really dark, but it's I think it took me a long time to like season 2, and then it took me quite a while to like season 3. So, I mean, I've been re-listening to the songs, and I mean, there's a song just called "My Sperm Is Healthy," which is a fucking tune. And
I haven't seen that. Was there a mid-season break?
For season 3, I think there was a mid-season break.
Oh, maybe I've not seen the
Or
second
season
half.
2, one of them there was a mid-season break. Yeah.
I love this.
But either way,
Oh, Getting By.
yeah. I go to the 2.
Oh yeah,
But yeah,
and Getting By is like your anthem,
Getting By is my anthem.
Yeah.
It's too much.
and the Friends song's my anthem. To be fair,
Oh.
well, like, you're my best friend, but I know I'm not yours.
No.
Friends. What was
I
it?
have friends.
Oh, friends,
I have friends.
definitely
Yeah.
have friends. Yeah. So good. So I've been revisiting and just remembering how much I actually love that show. And season 4 is coming eventually, maybe
Awesome.
next year, maybe this year. Mhm.
Also noticed that season 2 of 13 Reasons Why popped up on Netflix. I'm going to check it out. I liked the first season, but I wasn't like, this is epic. Like everyone seems to proper love it, but I enjoyed it. So I'm interested to see season 2.
I've not seen it yet. I've heard there are some kind of slightly problematic elements to it, but my boyfriend loves it, so I might have to check it out at some point.
Yeah, I can imagine it is. It's sort of aimed towards younger people,
Yeah.
really, but it's still somewhat entertaining, I'd say. But yeah, we all unanimously recommend My Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, right?
Yes.
It's very
good. How
Plus,
have I
like-
had this conversation with you?
No, we're talking about it a bit, but like also, I like that it does touch on serious topics, but in like a fun, light way. Like obviously, it does get very dark at points, but like again, like I can't say about saying a spoiler, but she gets actually diagnosed with a condition at some point, and she does like you look in retrospect, she has exhibited a lot of signs of that condition, and it's just like clever, but it's not like a. I said it is dramatic and dark at points, but. It's just handled in like a I don't know. It's,
Yeah,
hard to
it's not sensationalized, and it's not kind of trivialized. It's very much that's part of her, and that's not seen as a character flaw, and it's not seen
That's
as
what I'm trying to say.
and it's not seen as a glamorized thing. It's just seen as a part of her, and then she has to work out a way to deal with it and to cope.
Yeah, exactly. But her condition does bring her lots of positives as well. You know, in terms of like her personality and life and friends and all that. So yeah, it's really interesting. Cool. All right, that's it, right? Everyone happy?
Everyone happy? Let's watch Westworld.
Cool. Good job, everyone. Thanks for joining the stream. Continue the conversation down below if you've got any extra thoughts, or if you're not watching live.
And don't forget to send me hair tips.
Yeah, Instagram's already in the comments. Follow us all on Instagram or whatever you want to follow us on. We're all very lonely. You look really proud of yourself. Yeah, thanks, guys. Hope you all have lush weekends, and we'll see you next week.
Mhm.
Bye.
Bye. Trade.
Trade.